You know, if I had a dime for every time that I put somebody's married name into the damn board, I would have a lot of dimes at this point. It is insane that I continue to do this and I don't realize that I'm stupid. I'm just stupid, okay? And many of you let that be very well known to me. Welcome back to the Roottrees are dead. We need to figure some things out, okay? We need to figure some things out. Because we know you. I just gotta get your correct name. I think Media Mogul still makes like a lot of sense here. But we gotta figure out there's more on Susan Ford. Because she has kids, right? So we gotta figure that out. We know Xinyu, but we don't know their kid. It's not Flavio Soares, I can tell you that. So there's still some stuff to go down that path. Let's go back to this and try to see if we can figure out what exactly we're doing there. So if we go back to the search produced evidence, let's go back to you for a second. Because we know Sonia. Did we search Ashley York? I feel like we probably did. Ashley York. British supermodel, does ads, yada yada. Been protested by PETA for wearing fur on the cover of some magazines. Did we search her in periodicals? Periodicals, search all. Go. Teen Blast Ashley York. Appeared on the cover of Teen Blast wearing a fur shawl. More recent appearance, she's dating Fabio. I was in Rio for Carnival. His mother's party. She runs a media empire down there called Transmissapalo. I don't know why I remember looking this up. I did not look this up because this very clearly says Sonia Alves. Okay, this went very well. This went very well. Shortened her name to Nia. This doesn't matter. Okay, you're Sonia Alves. Let's get that locked in. I think this is correct now. Is there anything else here that is important in any way? Massive media group, Sonia. I mean, she's definitely a media mogul, man. Different manufacturing businesses, continue to work in television. Listed as unmarried. Obviously, we know that she ended up marrying Edson and then Flavio. Yeah, she didn't marry Flavio, but she birthed him at some point in time. Okay. So Susan Ford or Xinyu? I'm going to try to figure out Xinyu first and figure out her kid. So, again, look at history here because my bet is that we can... Early adopter of IVF, help her sister have a child. But it's probably not her sister's child, is my bet. Did we search you in periodicals? Lang Xinyu brings up much fewer results than Lang Tai. Okay. Lang Xinyu featured in Business Watch, missed out on Watchman of the Year. Did have a pretty sizable article. She was born in 1947, first of 2 children. My mother was in her 30s, had trouble conceiving a second time. Xinyu gets involved, stayed the president of Lang Tai for a very long time. We are going to probably look up Lang Tai in here as well, because I'm not sure we did that. So it passed to the younger brother. Brother Xinyu's uncle was not a businessman. Stuff happened. Things went bad. Let's search Lang Tai in here. The Han family. Oh, that seems very useful, right? Piece of Asia has its headquarters in Butler County. Listed occasionally under many different contexts as many local businesses. Newspaper chronicles that Jerry Han traveled from China to open the company, connected to a much larger company overseas called Lang Tai. Okay. Not a factory, simply imports and distributes Lang Tai's products. Also mentions that Jerry is the son-in-law of the current leader of Lang Tai. Here we go again with the son-in-law, okay? As someone close to this family who learned English in school, he naturally raised through the ranks as they expanded their reach to America. Although Jerry's wife, Linda, doesn't speak English at all, she is currently taking classes and he is teaching her at home. Okay. I mean, Jerry Han seems important for sure here. So let's it could be that Jerry Han is the person, but we're gonna wait there because it could be son-in-law, but it's actually her son, kind of. Although I don't know, that's a little weird. We'll get there. Earliest article mentions October 1979 stands out unusual because it doesn't involve Lang Tai's business. Details a new medical industry, in vitro fertilization, brand new, barely a year old after the first successful birth in 1978. Seemed the industry began to grow. I'm gonna tell you, I am like very look, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, despite what many people say. My brain is not fully on today. Like I'm a little like I feel like I'm just jittering all over the place trying to read this right now. So I apologize in advance when I miss like a 1,000 things today. It's been a busy morning for me with things that I can't talk about. It's not related to YouTube. It's just related to my personal life. Look, you don't care. Or if you do care, you shouldn't care. Anyway. What do we got here? Apparently at the time, CEO of Lang Tai was Lang Hongbo, and his youngest daughter, Lang Xinyu, and her husband could not have children. So in an attempt to create a suitable heir, he paid Quigenes to have their child implanted in his older daughter who was unmarried. Okay. There's a lot here, man. There's a lot here. Go back to this, because this seems easier to do a search on Jerry Han. Jerry, Linda, and Mark Han. Okay, recently appeared on a website called Focus on Philanthropy under the headline Hanging with the Hans. Were chosen because they donate significantly to causes that further Chinese-American culture. Both born in China, fell in love during college. Linda's father led a large company, but the article never names it. Expanded to the U.S., Linda's father approved their marriage as long as Jerry took over the U.S. portion. Seems extremely messed up, but we'll roll with it. Jokes the entire situation is something out of an Alanis Morissette song. I was terrified to move to the United States. My big sister was desperately in love. Used to have this Butch Cassidy poster on her wall. Was obsessed with Robert Redford. Somehow Jerry and I were the ones sent here, and now we couldn't possibly go back. Okay, my sister stayed in China. That's Lang... Is that Lang... Xinyu Lang? Maybe? I don't know. I'm screwed up on this family, man. Which is like this entire game. Started calling herself Lucy Lang. Our niece who grew up there. Okay, hold on. Lucy Lang. Not a common name, but it's not the most uncommon. Few that come up. Lucy Lang is mentioned on a robotics website as part of Team Talonclaw. New robot-based show in the UK. Part of a small women's a cappella group in LA called the Gin and Tonics. Third, Lucy Lang works in New York for a business called Corporate Synergetic Solutions Unlimited. Okay, start me here. Robotics Club in Mid-Eastern University. Robot also named Talonclaw, selected for appearance on the second season of a British television show. Robotics Club has a text-only site. You can find linked in the university's student section. Club is supposed to meet every Tuesday, Thursday, but the last 8 dates have all been canceled. Members of Talonclaw are listed as the captain, Jaya Patel, and supporting members Lucy Lang and Kurt Hauser. Jaya Patel, nothing. Kurt Hauser, nothing. I'm not sure this is important, but we're gonna still do a little search here. Kurt Hauser, and then give me a Lucy. I think this is not the right Lucy Lang. Just kidding, it definitely might be. It definitely is. Holy frick. Okay, Heterold has a story about their school's robotics team. Team Talonclaw. Lists 3 student members, talks a little bit about each of them. The one that catches your attention is Lucy Lang. Grew up in China as Min Lang. Came to the US specifically to attend university, so she grew up around factory-scale machines. This is definitely the daughter, man. So what is the importance of the Han family? I feel like there were a lot of red herrings in that section, man. However, as she progressed through her major, she became obsessed with smaller, more powerful hydraulics. In addition to robotics, she loves linguistics. One of her hobbies since coming to the States has been collecting accents. Cancel her? In her spare time, she practices not only removing any trace of her native inflection, but also quickly switching between multiple different regional accents. Feels her personal best is Southern Belle, but her favorite is Valley Girl. Okay, weird, but we'll roll with it. Hello, Lucy Lang. You are... Welcome to the party. So you are Min Lang. Because that's your real name. That's you. And you are a... You're a student, right? Is really... Like, she's in college. School's robotics team. Yeah. Yeah, most certainly. It's gotta be, right? Business Watch, listed in Business Watch for her work with corporate synergetic... Wait, hold on. Maybe she's out of... Maybe she's just an engineer now. Grew up in a small Arkansas town? No, wait, hold on. Something ain't right here. Now she's 32, youngest lead synergy engineer in the company's history. I would like to know when... I need dates on these freaking articles, man. I'm not positive that you're a student anymore. I think that you might be an engineer. Engineer ain't even on here. Okay. Go back. Go back. Lucy Lang. Corporate Synergetic Solutions. Article about consultants. Bio section. She grew up in a small Arkansas town. This is not you. There's no way that's you. You're a student, okay? You're a student. Yeah, this is the third Lucy Lang. Yeah. Okay. No. I know which Lucy Lang is the Lucy Lang I need, and it's you. This does not make a lot of sense, though. You wouldn't be in college. Because going off of time here, you would not be in college anymore. At least I don't think. There's something else here, okay? Let's continue to... Oh, there's nothing, okay. Is there anything on this in the period? Maybe she is now. Because this makes more sense. This doesn't make any sense. Earned her degree from a prestigious New York college. Would that be Midwestern? What the hell was this? Hold on. Go back to the history. I need Lucy Lang. Team Talonclaw. Team Talonclaw is Mid-Eastern University. Mid-Eastern University, notable private college that advertised itself midway between Maine and Miami. Yeah, okay, so this is the header. So that does make sense to be... Yeah. I think that makes sense. I think that when they're talking about Lucy Langs here... I think these are the same Lucy Langs, man. Unless I'm crazy. Lead synergy engineer. Few high-profile companies, none of them are related. Lead synergy engineer. The only thing that's screwing me up is engineer is not on here. So... I mean, it could be that she's in manufacturing. No, because she's not in manufacturing. It's consultants. She's not really she's not really an engineer. Works in New York for a business called Corporate Synergetic Solutions. Team Talon-Claw. And then periodicals to Lucy Lang. Team Talon-Claw. Lucy Lang grew up in China, came to the US. Factory scale machines, loves linguistics. It just doesn't make sense. The timing does not make sense here. I don't know, maybe it does. We're gonna roll with that you're a student for now. But I don't think that it's correct. Susan Ford, I got like no clue how we go further with you. You're very intriguing to me, Susan Ford, because this is not. How about Susan Hughes? Because Susan Hughes, theoretically, I mean, I'm assuming we've searched her. Susan Ford, nothing. Susan Hughes, nothing. That's a problem, okay? That's a problem. Let's go back to our evidence. This is where Susan Ford has been moved to the office staff. Susan Ford no longer works as an interpreter. We still have all of this nonsense. Theoretically, there's still something to go down here. Take me back. Theoretically, we still have some of this, right? Susie something. How about Susie Ford? Because she would definitely be a Ford and not a Hughes on the board. But Susie Hughes could show up in a search if she still went by that name later. Let's see what else you got here, okay? Remember her from our trip overseas. Tell us about the book, Roottrees, yada yada. Daughter of his business partner in Australia. Yeah, we looked into Robin, but Robin is the one that can't get pregnant. So that's going to be hard to have that be a thing. Here's the interview with Sisely Sanchez. I think you guys told me that I straight up just skipped this page last time because I thought that it was the previous cover. Because there's now, I don't know. I think you know what I'm talking about. There used to be another cover of this. It's fine. What is Changed Man? This is Changed Man was book title, and this is Sisely Sanchez. I think we've looked this up. Just kidding. We haven't. What the hell is Changed Man? Just coming off of Changed Man, looking for my next project. Changed Man. I feel like that this is like definitely something. Okay. We'll roll with it for now. Looking for my next project. Wife learned who I was, invited me to the party. They cornered me to talk about a book. First time anyone recognized me for my work, I had finally made it. The book they asked me to write sounded great, but none of the stuff that made him interesting was allowed to stay. Chop, chop, snip, snip. Anything. That's what should have happened to friggin' Guy Hudson's vast deference, but here we are. Anything with even the slightest threat to Guy's image ended up gonzo. As core, Guy was not complicated. In fact, I think it could boil down to two traits. One, to be seen as the second coming of a great Elias Roottree. Second, he'd never be satisfied living the life needed to be seen that way. He had the fortune, good looks. He really liked to exploit that to pick up women. Couldn't let anyone else know, so it cost him a lot. That was the only interesting concept. He was James Bond trying to convince people he was Mr. Rogers. Elias Roottree was boring as hell, all about family. Guy did everything he could to be seen that way. After I submitted my first draft, he sent me this garbage book, The Roottree Legacy, with Elias on the cover. Have we looked into this? I feel like we have. The Roottree Legacy, book by Bess Williams. Yeah, that's a book. Okay. We definitely knew about that. Last time he and I met, He'd even switched out his orange suits for the same green ones Elias wore. Ah. Okay, hold on. You're Sisely Sanchez, maybe. Is there a chance that you're Sisely Sanchez? Or you're Sisely Sanchez? But I don't think that that's accurate, okay? You're still somebody. You're important. I don't know who, but you are somebody. Switched out his orange suits for the green ones. Remember fancy flavors? Guy knew what part of his Elias' legacy was the 5-piece flavor, so that's what Guy tried to do. Caviar was a disaster, but it was actually somewhat popular in Brazil. Opened the Roottree Brazil factory. We have searched that. How come the book never came out? It's complicated. I had an out in my contract. Guy signed the contract. My lawyers wrote without running it by anybody. I could pull my name off the book at any time, but Guy still got the content. Okay. Theoretically, still something on this page due to evidence. I mean, I feel like the fancy flavors we have looked into many times, right? Many times. Roottrees Brazil brought us down Sonia route. Change man still feels like that's like quite important. But that's fine. What else is in here? Mistress Susie. Remembered her from our trips overseas. That's Susan Ford. This is Robin. Patricia was his wife, and Patricia's gay. We understand that. There's not too much else there to go down. How about in here? Roottree Candy Company, actions around Butler County, them on the cover, Lauren's 2 diaries, 5 presidents, Stephanie Jones, Brian Jones. How about Caroline Morden? What's she up to, man? New things. New things is what she's up to. After the release of 6 pieces, she did a television interview. Transcript is only her answers, missing the questions. Gives a little bit more info about her. Sounds good. That sounds great. November Roottree, really difficult to place. Occupation can only be found via Brian Jones's site. Sure, that's fine. I don't think I care about her. Couple dead ends. Aloysius Herring Roottree. What an incredible lad. Family Man, Lauren's other books, Caroline's sculptures. Where does this go down? 45 minutes Caroline interview. Thanks for having me. Never really fit into the family, so it didn't surprise me. She could have put me in if she wanted to talk about my time during my activism days when I almost got arrested for stealing the spark plugs out of all of her tractors, but I don't really think it fit her narrative. Yes and no, they never tried to kick me out or send me to live on a farm if that's what you mean. Already pretty unpopular, and once everyone learned why I divorced my husband, few people paid my attention. She's my wife, not legally, but we've been together for half our lives. Call it what it is. I was 20 and had just had my daughter. I hate to look back on that time because I was a terrible mother. I left my daughter with my ex-husband and followed Guy on a private jet to Europe. He lost a tooth and a client. I found love and a better understanding of who I was. Okay. No, I couldn't stand him. Our family wrote off his behavior like he was some huge fan of romance or women, but he didn't like the entire woman. It was doubly awkward for me because he was more supportive than most. I slowly figured out it was because he assumed I would be as shallow as he was. He was a workaholic, seemed nice enough, did a good job. I didn't know him well. That was one of Sam's problems with our family. None of us did except Carl. I'd rather not speak ill of the dead, not unless you want more stories about Guy. Wow, man. That's a brutal line. With Carl, though, all I can say is we used to be friends before they sent him to private school. He came back judgier. Made sense why they made him president. Oh, well, he's harder to label. When I was a teenager, he was basically drunk or high or both all the time. Actually used to sell me pot. His problems with women were different than guys. He never really judged me. I guess he knew it would be pretty hypocritical. Back then, he was destructively unreliable in every way. Nowadays, he's just old and boring. Prefer that to how he used to be and to Guy and Carl, but it's still a cautionary tale. I hope I'm never that boring and old. Who are you talking about here? That's intriguing to me. It could be Ernie. No, not Ernie. It could be Ernie. You were married to Mark Landon. You're no longer married to Mark Landon. You're married to Eloise, but not married to Eloise. And you have Stephanie. Yeah. It's all good. And then that's Guy. How about Bonnie Hudson? Anything going on with Bonnie Hudson these days? Nah. Nobody cares about her. Fair enough. There's a Europe trip here. I left my daughter with my ex-husband, followed Guy on a private jet to Europe. He lost a tooth and a client. That feels important to me, right? That feels important. Because we have something from... If we look back on the board, this is Roottree China. This is Roottrie Brazil. Australia has nothing. We don't have a Roottree France yet. And it makes sense that the interpreter would be there during that. So Roottree France, not Francois. Roottree France, developed in 1979. Non-starter. CEO was meant to be Tristan Robert. Businessman who took over Roottree France. Still alive, you come across an interview. Articles in French, he mentions Guy by name. This is, okay, yeah. This is where we learn that he got punched in the face, so he lost a tooth. This is what's being talked about. This has to be important to me. He approached my wife about having an affair. I just hit my microphone, I'm very sorry. Tristan Robert, if we search you in here, nothing. That's shocking to me. That's very shocking to me. I feel like there's nothing to go on here, though. So if Roottree France... I just gotta know more about Susan Ford, man. There's gotta be something about her that is very important. Still got things in the reminders, but I'm not sure what else. Raina Roottree. I don't know why you'd call her out by name. Website used to initially place her, blah, blah, blah. Charity's been set up. Did we look into the charity? Yeah, because we have it highlighted. How about Rose Roottree? Same thing. How about Riley Roottree? My guess is same thing. Yep. Young webmaster turned the site into a memorial. Seems she did end up getting her ears pierced like Rose after all. Just a picture of the girls with a sad MIDI piano playing in the background. It's incredibly depressing for sure. Miracle Jim. I suppose I haven't searched Lauren, but she would be long dead, man. Relocated back to... I guess she's not dead, but she does have Alzheimer's. Minor backlash towards the reporter that tracked Lauren down. They were caught standing on a ladder holding their camera over the privacy wall. Do we have a picture of this? Hold on. Periodicals. Lauren Roottree. Life Between Wars. This is old. It's very old. Is there another... This is how we would know this. Lauren doesn't have an alternate picture, so I don't think we can get access to that picture. 5 presidents of the Roottree company. How about Zach Morden? Zachary. Is it Zachary or Zachariah? I don't remember. Zachary Morden. Zachariah Morden. Whatever. Doesn't matter. We've looked this up. Are you the son of Clark Rafferty? Yeah. Guy Hudson, Ernie Madsen's heart condition. Is there anything about Ernie Madsen? I mean, that could be, I guess, kind of important. I guess it's probably Ernest Madsen. Ernest Madsen. That's old. Fair enough. How about Ernest Madsen here? Ernest Madsen Jr. Fair enough. What's going on with November Roottree, man? I feel like that it's incredibly weird to have her be important in this exchange. Take me back to here. Weird to find her occupation. Why word it like that? Because November is a dancer. November Roottree. I straight up don't even know how we got there. I really don't. Okay, I'm feeling stuck. I'm feeling stuck yet again. Cause Susie Ford. Did we take any notes? Susan Ford was 81. We know she's last. And we definitely searched Susan Ford. It's her company or something. Because it's the translations that get us down that. Take me back to here. Because it's in here. Susan Ford is the social services interpreter. So it's in here. Travel expenses. I mean, maybe Susan Ford moved to office staff. Is there any travel in here? Not really. What about here? Susan Ford no longer employed. No secretaries, work time temp. All of these get canceled. It really makes sense. Susan Ford. It's just friggin' nothing, man. How did we get to Susan Ford? Because we definitely went down that path at some point. There's a lot in here. Because this was a while ago we found a lot of this too, I feel. All the updates to Miracle. Who the hell's Harrison Lane? This is not important. Okay, fair enough. Stuart Clementine. Web on the Web. Bess Williams. Mary Beth. Barb Vic. Lanes Across America. Liberty Library. The Hudson Wing. Yeah, it's Grandorf Dove is how we get to this. Yeah. Okay. So then the Hudson Wing is the expansion. Donation came at the insistence of an employee of Roottree. Learned ASL from the main school to surprise her future husband who was deaf. Convinced Roottree management to invest in the school. We know that to be Susan Ford. How did we learn that your husband is Thomas Hughes? Clearly we locked that in too. So we know your husband is Thomas Hughes. But we don't know much else about you. So, Grandorf Dove, now Grandorf School for the Deaf. What if that's the approach? About an hour from Roottree offices. The fact that this is in Butler County tells me that, yeah, this is what we're missing. Okay, beautiful. Grandorf School for the Deaf made a few odd appearances here and there in Butler County. Not too many that you can't look at all of them. After scrolling through a few pages, you manage to find something incredibly useful. Local students provide key evidence in scientific study. Yep. Susie with an IE. Okay, yeah, Ford sisters. Attend the public school. Handful of identical twins in the world who suffer from 2 different genetic issues. One has asthma, the other has a deathly allergy to peanuts. Okay. Their mother is Miss Susie Ford, principal of the nearby Grandor School for the Deaf. While she didn't have any twins attending her school, she asked if her daughters, Melissa and Heather, could be useful, and it turns out they were. They couldn't be more different. My youngest, we all call her that even though it's only by 15 minutes, is shy, essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. Asthma kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of extrovert, even performing in a local production of Is There Life After High School later this year. Okay. Beautiful. I mean, this is great. Twin on the left is holding an inhaler, twin on the right is holding an EpiPen. Perfect. That's good. So who is the youngest here? Let's unpack this. Shy essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. So that's the peanut allergy. So you on the right is the EpiPen, makes you technically younger. So that's you. Yep. And then that's you. And Melissa. I mean, we don't actually know which is which. It doesn't actually tell us who has asthma and who, but we can probably figure this out. So Heather Ford, nothing, but could be here. Butler County Times. Seems a high school is performing Is There Life After High School. Musical, quite obscure, appearing on Broadway for 17 appearances. Mostly performed by smaller theater troupes. Game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnston was in a musical theater all 4 years of high school. This is 100% the developer of the game, I bet. Song that has somewhat surpassed the popularity called The Kid Inside. If you'd like to listen to it, I recommend Barry Manilow's version. Okay. Keyword in that Butler County Times article was local. Yeah. So, I mean, look. This is obvious we're going to search. Fair enough. I guess there's not actually much left there. And I'm assuming The Kid Inside. This is probably a real play. And you can probably listen to that there. We don't know who you are though. Am I stupid? No, we know that Heather is the theater because it just said that. Heather Ford is in the cast. Okay, there you go. Sorry, I'm stupid. So then going back, sorry, I'm like spamming all over the place, man. Going back to here. Asthma kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of an extrovert. So Asthma Girl is... Which one is the phrase? I can't see the damn image, man. Where are they? They're here. On the left is an inhaler. So you are Heather Ford. Heather Ford. You are in theater. You're an actor. It's a loaded thing to say, but... And you are Melissa Ford. And we don't know, like, anything about you yet. So let's do a search on Melissa Ford. I also have a feeling that if we search Susie Ford, we might get something else. Or Susie Hughes, maybe. Susie with an IE Hughes. Nah, okay, fair enough. How about Melissa Ford? Well, theoretically, they're not Fords, right? Would they be Hughes? I mean, they split up. I mean, I guess they're... I don't know. The fact they go by Ford in here tells me that probably that's right. So then Melissa Ford, I think it maybe said that she was a soccer player. Let's go back to this. Asma has kept her sister off the soccer field. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're probably just in sports. You're a pro athlete. I don't know. That seems like incorrect, but we'll roll with it. Nothing locked in, so that's not a incredible sign here. I think the unfortunate truth is that Susan Ford is not... I don't think it's this woman is the problem. But I don't think that's the woman. I mean, I will say she looks just like them. So that still makes some sense to me. Miss Susie Ford. It really feels like... I mean, how about... There's got to be something else here, right? The Ford sisters. Their mother, a Miss Susie Ford, who is principal at the nearby Grandorf School for the Deaf. Originally contacted by researchers Melissa and Heather. I mean, we have the daughters, man. My youngest. Hold on, I have them reversed. We have them reversed. You gotta switch to here. You gotta switch to here. And you're Melissa. You're the other one, Heather. And then you're an actor. And you're a sports. Lock me? See, this is where this doesn't make sense. You're not a student. You're not a student. You're not a student. I mean, you're just not, okay? You're just not. There's no shot that you are. Because the timing doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Min Lang. School robotics team. Grew up around factory scale machines, moving parts, automation. Progressed through a major, more powerful hydraulics. Loves linguistics. But that's not the robot she worked on. Talon Claw. Team Talon Claw. Few weeks back. The timing doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. Because you would not be a student at this point. Right? I guess you're not a professor. You're a principal. Hold on. Still nothing. I'm still not convinced that this is Susan Ford, but I have to assume it is. Sonia Alves, Susan Ford, Heather and Melissa Ford. I have them right? I'm not losing it here. Go back to... My youngest is shy. Essentially hasn't stopped... No, I have it reversed again. Because youngest would go to the right. Sorry, I'm stupid. Wait, youngest would go to the right. No, I do have this right. Sorry, my brain is not on today, chat. I'm very sorry. Not this. My youngest has not stopped running, so she is the soccer. You are the actor. My youngest, that's you. This is right. This is right. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're right there, man. Like, I feel like we have all the tools. It's just a matter of Lucy Lang. I really don't think this is the Lucy Lang, man. Like, it has to be her. Like, growing up in China, That is, it's so logical that that's who it is. And you gave me the picture of her. Like, it has to be her. It has to be her. But you being a student, while they're already graduated, although they didn't go to college, right? They went straight out of, I mean, I don't know. Is There Life After High School doesn't imply that they're right out of high school. It's a play. I still think that this picture is the issue. There's some other picture of Susan Ford that is out here somewhere, man. Susie Ford. It's just this, man. The Ford sisters. But the Ford sisters does not get me a whole lot of places. It has to be just one little thing that we're missing to get another picture of Susan. We don't have any other people we haven't used, right? Who are you? Are you the alternate picture? You're the alternate picture of Cricket? Yeah. And then that literally leaves these two people, but so there's something we've missed. There's something we've missed. Take me back. Take me back. Ford sisters, Public, Butler County, Ms. Susie Ford. And we haven't tried Susie Hughes. Susie Hughes. Mrs. Hughes. Mrs. Susie Hughes. Ms. Susie Ford. Grandorf Dove. Last name of the founder. Danish word. Founder had issues with government translators. Renamed to better represent the school's purpose. Miss Ford's bio mentions she's not deaf. You get to the Hudson Wing. Now the Grandorf School for the Deaf. Located an hour from the Roottree offices. Just takes us back to the same idea. This takes us back here. Identical twins, Melissa and Heather. See, the thing is that if Melissa was a pro athlete, there would be an article about her. So that might be our issue, is we don't actually know what Melissa does. Maybe Melissa's just in college. Maybe they're both in college. Maybe I don't know what they do. Maybe I'm clueless what they do. I am stupid. I went through and I looked at all of them again. Seems like a high school in Butler County is performing this. They're not in college. They're not pro. They're literally still K through 12. There we go. Okay. That makes me feel a hell of a lot better. Lock it in, gamers. Lock it in. Very good. There's additional cricket. Booyah. Bring in the frickin' squad, okay? Here they are. They're here and ready. Hi again.
I know you probably thought you were done.
Sure did.
It turns out what you're doing here might have some pretty major repercussions on the family.
I think that's logical.
Again. Also, there's something really strange happening. I can't explain it.
Okay.
Neither of us can.
Yep. Clark, you can't explain anything,
I'd
brother.
call it a simple misunderstanding, but it's digging at the pit of my stomach. I just have a feeling. Clark?
Yeah.
Last week, let's just say being the president, Sometimes people bring me things.
Okay. Clark, maybe you should invest in more than one shirt, too.
Just skip to the important part.
Right. One of our janitors brought me some
Oh.
hair he found in Ruby Sprat's trash. It was Bonnie Hudson's.
Okay. Guy's sister.
Bonnie is Guy's sister.
Absolutely.
She sent us her hair to test potential Roottrees, since her DNA is closest to Guy's.
Okay.
But Ruby threw it out, and I wasn't sure why she would have done that. Especially right before we began testing the tree you provided.
Yep.
When I asked, she told me she thought the samples needed to be fresh every time they did a test.
Not how it works.
It seems really odd. Ruby was the one who convinced us to do DNA testing in the first place. She seemed so knowledgeable. I don't like it.
Okay.
You've done more of a deep dive on these people than anybody else has. Clark will keep a closer eye on the DNA tests from now on. You have an eye for anomalies. We need you to
I
find the
have
smoking
no
guns.
clue.
If there's anyone you're 100% positive can't be a Roottree,
Or any you've got definitive evidence are Roottrees, then we might be able to catch Ruby in a lie.
Okay. What? I have no freaking clue. Okay. It's time to review all possible Roottrees and input your deductions. You have 13 possible Roottrees left to discover. Oh, what the hell, brother? Okay. Yeah. Sure, I'm in. Let's figure this out next time, man. Let's figure this out next time, because this seems like a lot of things that we still have to figure out. So I'm all in. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, as always, liking the video much appreciated. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.